Hello everybody. Welcome back to another Sunday video. Just a little warning, my voice is kind of going in and out, and I've got a dog shaking her collar next to me, but welcome. I am so excited that you're here. I'm actually kind of sad that this series that we've been on is going to be ending. This is the last one, so I'm going to have to think of something new to start, but I have enjoyed this so much. So I said this every time, but in case you're new, at the beginning of the year, I saw a post on Instagram that said, the most joyful people I know are ... And then it listed 6 different characteristics. And every single one I thought were so like something that I need to be reminded of daily, things I need to work on, because I want to be a joyful person. I don't want people to think of me as negative or, like I don't want to be around her. She's sad all the time. And I want to be joyful for myself. And so the very first week we talked about forgiving quickly. That one is so, so important. When you do not forgive, you drink that cup of bitterness. It is poison. It's like taking poison that was made for someone else. So you take it yourself. It's so dumb. So we've got to learn to forgive quickly. The second week, we learned about celebrating each other's wins, not being jealous of others, but being able to cheer each other on. The third week, we talked about knowing our purpose. God made you for a unique purpose that only you can fulfill. And so we don't need to be looking at everybody else's purpose. We need to focus in on ours. The fourth week, we learned about consistently pointing out the good, being people that see things as glass half full, that we always think about the good things that are happening. We don't dwell on all the negative ones. That's been very hard for me in my life. I know so many of you guys can relate to that. And then last week, we talked about living in the moment. Let me know if one of these specifically spoke to you the most. And if you haven't seen any of those videos, go back and watch them if one kind of stands out to you. But I'm really excited about this week because as I'm filming this, it's a couple of days before Valentine's Day. And when you guys are watching this, it will be after Valentine's Day, but I think it goes so well. And the last one is being generous with compliments. Being generous with compliments. I don't know about you, but have you ever just in public running into someone you don't know, or even maybe if it's a friend, you give someone a compliment and their whole exterior of their face and their countenance just completely brightens. It is amazing to see. Now, I am a person who does not like to talk to strangers, and even people I know really well, I second guess the compliments. I think, well, I don't want to tell my friend she looks really good because she may think, well, do I not usually look good? I don't want to say, oh, you've lost some weight when she's like, wow, was I fat before? I second guess this, or I see. This just actually happened to me a couple weeks ago. I was thinking about this list, and I was walking into Target, and there was a mom walking out with her 2-year-old little girl, and she had her hands full, and but the little girl was just so cute. She had a bow on and a little outfit, and she just looked so cute. And I almost didn't say anything because I'm like, she's busy. She doesn't need me to stop and tell her. She's got enough going on, But as she passed by, I said, your daughter is so cute, or she's so cute. You're doing such a good job. And y'all, that one little thing, she stopped and she was like, thank you so much for saying that. Just like that, thank you so much for saying that. I can remember being in the thick of motherhood. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry on this one. But there was one day in specific that I remember. Me and Nate and Lucy were at library story time. It was in a very hard time in motherhood for me. Lucy was probably 3 and Nate was 5. It was during the summer, and so I was just trying to get them out of the house, and story time was insane because Nate, he doesn't want to sit and listen to a story time. He's at the library. He wanted to run around and play, and it was just a really hard time. I was trying my best to keep them engaged, and there was a lot of other moms there, and it felt like every other kid was sitting there. Have you been every other kid is sitting here, and mine are melting down. And I was just trying to be really patient, but in the inside, I'm I am failing here. I am failing as a mother because everybody else's kid's doing great, and I'm over here with my kid laying all over me and want to get up and run around. And Lucy was little and she's kind of fussing. And so we got through the story time and they had like a little craft section. I'm trying to help the kids. And this other mom just came up to me. She said like one sentence. She said, I just want you to know you're doing a really good job. That's all she said. I still remember that. And that's been 7, 8 years ago. Like, you don't know what a kind word to someone could do for them. Like, it doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing. It doesn't have to be awkward. This is what reminds me of Valentine's Day. I'm not going to get on my Valentine's soapbox, but I have a Valentine's soapbox. And if you want to hear that whole thing, I go into it on our latest podcast, Married 15 to Life. It's always linked down below. But I feel like Valentine's Day gets such a bad rap. I love Valentine's Day because it's a reminder to me to tell all the people in my life that I love them. Yes, we should do that every day, just like we should be thankful every day. We should have, pride for our country every day. We should have, we should remember, Jesus' birth and death and everything else every day and resurrection. Yes, we should. But sometimes it's nice to have a day set aside where you make extra emphasis and you tell the people in your life that you love them. There are so many people in your life that may not know how you feel about them because you've never said anything, and so can we be people that are generous with our compliments? And so I've really taken this to heart. I hope the people actually in my life, like my friends and my family, my kids, my husband, I hope they know how much I love them, but could I do better at sharing it? Could I do better at telling them? Absolutely. I think we all could. And then when it comes to strangers, when it comes to the cashier in the checkout line, when it comes to passing a stranger, when it comes to passing someone you don't know very well at church, can you, if you think of something about them in that moment, you don't have to go looking for something, but if you're passing someone and you think she's really pretty, tell her, not in a weird way, but just say, oh, I love your shirt, or you look beautiful, or I am telling you, it is so needed in this day and age. It is so needed because so many times we're in our own little bubble. We're not even looking around at other people. We're on our phones or we've got our hands full with other stuff and we're just like going, we're in that checkout line and you don't know how many people have been rude to that person before you even got there, how they could be having the most terrible day ever. And your compliment, something small, like you have a nice smile, you have beautiful eyes, that could change their day. Like you have the power to change their day by just a kind word, like something that is totally free. We spend so much time, I think sometimes thinking that like random acts of kindness that you see people do have to be these like, extravagant gestures. Maybe you pay for somebody's meal, maybe you pay for their coffee, which is an extravagant, but still, in this day and age, it's, $7 or $8 for a coffee. Maybe you volunteer to help someone and that's all great. That's all great. But there are things we can do every single time we step foot out of our house that can make people's day that is absolutely free. Are you telling your child's teacher how much you appreciate them and how much you're thankful for them and how hard that they work? Are you telling them? Or are you just thinking like, oh, they probably know? They don't know unless you tell them. Are you telling your waitress that she's doing a great job when maybe she's had a little bit of trouble and she forgot something? And instead of getting mad, you're going to compliment her. You're going to change her night when you do that. And so I know all of these things, like of all the ones I said, this week's may seem the most like, what's the big deal? It is a big deal. It is a big deal because when you go out of your house and you look for people to compliment and you look for nice things to say about others, it changes your viewpoint. And so you're not looking at the world and like, who's, going to mess it up today, and it's not about yourself, but you're looking for other people to bless. It changes you on the inside. And so this is just a little bit of encouragement on this week where we're all focused on love. Are we showing love to others? Jesus said, they will know that you're my disciples because of how you love each other. And I think so many times in the church, we are the worst at this because we don't show love to each other. We gossip about each other. We talk about each other. We're mean to each other. We have unforgiveness. We have all these things. We should be loving each other and we should be loving the world. It makes me so angry. I know I'm smiling, but it makes me so angry when Christians criticize unbelievers, because there's a difference in telling them the truth. I believe absolutely we should tell them the truth in love. But we get so angry at them and we're so mean. They don't know any better. They don't have Jesus. We are the ones that's supposed to show them Jesus's love, not push them further away. And so many Christians are hateful to those that don't believe the same way as them. They don't believe the same way as you. They don't have Jesus. We want to get them closer to Jesus, not push them away. I'm not saying we can't stand up for what we believe in. I'm not saying we don't tell them the truth, but we have to be careful that we're not pushing people further away from Jesus, from Christ. And what God said is to love each other. Love him first, and then love each other second. That is the two main commandments. In the Old Testament, they had 10 commandments. And then Jesus said, I'll give you even a shorter list. Here's 2, and you'll keep all the other ones. Love me first, love others second. Love your neighbor as yourself. And that as yourself means you also have to love yourself. And what I have struggled with in the past, even when I can compliment others, I don't receive compliments well, because in the past I've been very critical of myself. And so maybe that's where you are today. How do you react when someone compliments you? I will tell you how I've reacted in the past. Oh, I like your outfit. Oh, this thing, like I've had this for 3 million years. Like, it's not that great. Oh, you look beautiful today. Oh, really? Like I've put on some weight and I don't know. How about this? I have really challenged myself in the last few years, when people say a compliment to me, to say this: thank you. That's it. That's it. Not, oh, this, what? You did such a good job. Oh, I didn't do anything. No. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. That's it. That's all you have to say. Let them compliment you. Receive the compliment. Compliment others. Love each other as you love yourself. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Like, it sounds so simple, but sometimes we do really bad about this. Okay, so 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, so encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing. And then the other one is Proverbs 12:25, Anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. Like, I just think it's so powerful that we have the power to change people's hearts. A kind word cheers up a heart. Like, this world is so hurting for love and for kindness. And we are the people that can bring that into the world. That's just so powerful to me. So I know that this may seem small, but it is such a thing. Like, think back. Tell me in the comments. This is your homework. Tell me in the comments. Think of a time that someone complimented you and how it made you feel. I've told you that one from like 7 or 8 years ago. I still remember it. I still cry when I think about it. I got in my car that day and cried because I needed to hear that. I didn't feel like a good mom that day, but she saw that I was being a good mom and she told me. I told you I wasn't going to cry. And I still remember that. So I want to be someone that can lift someone else up when they're struggling, and then they'll remember it and they'll remember me because I was kind to them. And it's not anything hard. Like I said, she said one sentence to me. Can we be looking for people to build up? Because this world is looking for people to tear down. Can we look for people to build up? That is your challenge for this week. Let's say a quick prayer and end out this video. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today, God. I just pray this week where we're just focusing on loving each other, God, that we would look for people to compliment generously, God, that we would be people that as we go out of our house, we are looking for those to show your love and kindness to, God, because it's not about us. It's about showing your love to others. This world is hurting. This world is broken, and it needs your light and your love. And thank you for allowing us to partner with you to bring that to others. God, I just pray as we go out throughout this week, we will find people to compliment, and that you would give us the exact words that they need to hear to cheer them up, to build them up for the week. God, thank you so much for sending people into our life that have encouraged us. And we just pray that we could be people that return that favor. God, thank you so much for all of my friends. I pray blessings on them for this week. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, friends, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for next week. We're gonna come up with some new things to talk about, but I hope you enjoyed this series. It's meant a lot to me. I feel like this last 6 weeks has been some of my favorite videos because it's all things that either I have struggled with the past or I'm still struggling with, and I feel like so much of it is relatable. And we all want to be joyful people. Nobody wakes up and says, I don't want to be joyful today. I want to be crabby. Nobody wants that. No, we all want to be people of joy. So thank you guys so much for watching. When you share this video, it really does help out my channel and it helps get this video to more people. Definitely also subscribe and hit that bell if you do, you're gonna be notified when I post new videos, and leave me that comment down below. I'll see y'all next time.